Miss me? We're back, gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Gentleman's Club. I'm your host, Marc.antomattei, and here we are with some new content. I know I've been away for a long time, but it's time to get this show on the road once again. So, yesterday as I was looking back on the night, I was just thinking about the past 18 years of my life or so, and this topic had come up to me inside of my mind, and I thought I would just go ahead and shoot on it and make a quick video on it real quick. I don't know how quick the video itself is actually going to be, but I am going to speak on this topic until I get my points across and say everything that it is that I have to say, and then I'm going to step off it. So it could be long, it could be short, but bear with me. And as you can already see, the title of this video is going to be called I'm Done with Older Women. So if you don't know, at this point in time, at least of me shooting this video, I am 38 years old. I've been well off into manhood for about the past 18 years. And during these past 18 years, I want to say that I've dated and or had a relationship with at least about 13 different women. And that's for a differing amount of times. It could have been a short spell, or it could have lasted as long as a year, 2 years, whatever. But almost every single woman that I've dated and or had a relationship with have all been older than me by as little as 2 years older, or by as much as up to 14 years older than me, which is the absolute longest. And what I'm getting ready to say is that I'm finally calling it quits with them. And you gotta take these life lessons as they come to you. After about 13 of them, yeah, sure, some things could be wrong with me, but there's definitely a lot wrong with them as well. And I'm getting ready to give you guys a perfect example, and you're gonna understand why it is that finally I learned the hard lesson, and it's just time to move on and try something else. Now, I've ultimately been attracted to older women, and I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess sometimes or very rarely it could be a physical thing, but oftentimes not. But mostly it comes from the fact that they are from my generation, and you can talk to them about things of your generation, whereas you can't with younger generations such as Generation Y and subsequently Generation Z after that. And I could talk to women closer to my age about pop culture references, about the music that I like, and they're gonna get me and I'm gonna get them. And it just seems like generally the younger generations, they just seem to be less smarter, less mature, and they just have no life experience. And so that's kind of a turn off to me. But what I've come to find out about older women is that you really can't teach them anything. And you get them as they are, and then that's it. But it seems like with younger girls, you can kind of mold them in a sense and get them on the right path early, as it is to say. And not to say that there's no good women out there that are around my age that are like 38, 39, 40. But what do I want to say about that? If there's a good woman at 40, well, she's already been swept up by somebody else, and she's a dime of a girl, of a woman, and a dime of a lady, and she's just gone off the market, and she will not be back on the market anytime soon. And the ones that are left is just I don't want to say anything insulting, but you understand. You truly understand. And so just let me get ahead on with this and tell you about the date that I had yesterday. So I was having a first date. The woman is 40 years of age. As you guys know, I'm an American. I'm living overseas inside of Japan. I've been here my whole adult life. And mostly I have dated Japanese women. And this woman that I dated yesterday was a foreign woman. I don't want to say from what country exactly, but she is from East Asia, but her mentality is certainly different than that of Japanese women. But what I'm getting ready to say for her is something that I found in Japanese women, and is something that I found in American women. It's just commonplace in women altogether. So, sound like a sweeping generalization as it may, I'm just telling the truth from my experiences of the past 18 years and dating older women. And the older they get, just the worse this scenario is going to get. So I dated this woman, went on a date with this woman that's 40 years old yesterday. We went to a very nice place in central Tokyo at a station called Nakameguro. And at this station was once the world's largest Starbucks in the world, called Starbucks Roastery Tokyo, something along those lines. And this was the biggest one in the world in maybe 2018, 2019. And then there was a bigger one, an even bigger one than this, built in Chicago that has now taken the crown. But the story's not about that. But we go to this place. It's pretty expensive for what it is. They make superb coffee, superb teas, and superb cocktails that are tea and coffee based with whiskey and or vodka or gin included inside of it. They have a really special menu, seasonal type stuff. Things could get expensive. Expensive, like to say, like one cocktail drink could be as little as 1,500 yen. Let's say that's like $15. It could be 2,000 yen, $20, or as much as about 3,000 yen, $30. So, by the time me and this girl have about 2 drinks apiece, you're already looking at about $100, ticket. And, we have these drinks, don't think anything of it. We move along to the next place. We go to a bar and drink even some more after this. And then, we're talking and things like this. And the first red flag that came up was way back when we were inside of the Starbucks. I look at this girl's hands and her nails are just all the way chewed up. She's just an absolute a nervous wreck inside of her day-to-day life. And she even told me as much and said that, she had quit her job over stress, and she's just kind of taking things easy. I mean, that's okay. People could get stressed out over work, but I believe her issues are more long withstanding than just this one job. And she's probably been stressed out all her life, and she's probably been doing this for a long time. 40 years old, and all of her nails on both hands are chewed up to shrubs, and she's continually picking at her nail continuously and things like that, knocking it down even more. And it was not attractive at all. But, I stuck with her, and, you continue talking to her, and I'm trying to be nice, and she's nice at first, but, the red flag was noticing her hand. And then the next red flag came up is, she's asking me about ex-girlfriends and things like that. I'm like, well, listen, you don't really want to know about that. There's really nothing to say. If it was anything of importance, then I would still be with them and not with you. It's just kind of finished, and these are not stories that I want to tell you for your entertainment or just for the sake of it. It's not important or relevant to where we are at this point in time. I'm trying to get to know you. You're trying to get to know me. You don't need to know about them. And then she starts telling me about her ex-boyfriends, and I'm not interested in this in the absolute least. Like, I'm thinking about, why are you telling me this? But, if it comes up in conversation and she mentions it for whatever reason, I mean, maybe one time it might slip up and it might come out, or she might bring it up just to make some type of reference to something. I don't know. It might just happen once. But it happened more than once, and it happened throughout the entirety of the day while I was with her. And at one point in time, it just became really bothersome, and I'm just ready to give up. She tells me about her ex-Canadian boyfriend. Oh, I go back to Canada to see him, and I couldn't go back to see him last year because of COVID or whatever. So it's something that you don't really want to hear. And then she talks about her ex-Puerto Rican boyfriend, or her boyfriend that used to be inside of the service in the U.S. military. And then finally we're at the last bar, and she pulls out her phone and she gets on her Instagram, and she just picks up the phone real quick and just flashes me a picture. It's not even like anything that we're talking about at the moment, but she shows me the Instagram, and there's this old guy has her arm around her. He has gray beard, gray hair, and things like that. And she says, this is my last boyfriend. He was rich. And what the hell does that have to do with me? And at this point in time, I just realized that, this woman is absolutely crazy, and there is a reason why she's single, and she's gonna stay single pretty much until she dies. I mean, she's not getting married anytime soon. And she might try to say something to me like I'm not interested in marriage, but she's not interested in marriage because nobody's out there wanting to get married with her. Trust me. Just trust me on that. She might be good for some things for a very short term, but for something long term and serious, she's an absolute laugh. I was so disappointed at this date, and these red flags were slowly coming up, but ultimately it got to the point where she revealed most of it after I had already spent my coin on her. It was the big coin on her after we had got all these drinks and things, and I'm like, lady, you had just completely wasted my whole day. And that's something that I regret. I wish I had never gone out. My company that I work for, they invited me out to a barbecue, but I said, listen guys, I'm not coming to this event because I got such and such going on. And I was looking forward to this date, and then after I had it, I'm like, you know what, I should have just went ahead and went to that barbecue. But I don't need to tell you how angry I am. And just women like this, these are like the kind of encounters that I've been having as of late when I've been going out with older women. And it completely shows that it's all on them and on their shoulders. And I know for a fact that I'm not at fault, because I'm really trying to make things work out. And man, it's just one of those things. But anyways, I would like to hear your thoughts on this situation. Leave some comments down inside the comments section. Let me know, have you guys had any similar experiences to this? And the perfect solution is just to stay away from them. But I'm trying to have some conversation here, so let's talk about it. Anyways, guys, gentlemen, salute to you wherever you may be. You guys know what to do. Keep it classy, and I'll see you in the next one.